Welcome back, everybody. Migrants from Latin America and Ukraine now applying for immigration benefits in the United States put on an indefinite pause. That's according to new details about a major shift in immigration policy from the White House. This move, of course, causing a lot of concern among applicants who are seeking legal status in the United States. So that exclusive reporting from CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez. Good to have you here. So why is this happening, and why specifically Ukraine?
It's a great question, Reid. To level set, under the Biden administration, officials allowed hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians and migrants from other crisis-stricken countries like Haiti, Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela to come to the U.S. legally in an attempt to dissuade them and discourage them from crossing the U.S.-Mexico border illegally, but they were only allowed into the U.S., Reid, on a temporary basis. The Trump administration has moved aggressively and quickly to terminate many of these programs which rely on an immigration policy known as parole, which they argue has been abused by Democratic administrations. But now we have learned through this memo, Reid, that the administration is also pausing and suspending all immigration applications filed by migrants who have arrived to the U.S. under these programs. And again, we are talking about hundreds of thousands of people who only had temporary permission to stay in the country. So many of them, Reid, were applying for asylum, green cards, or other benefits like temporary protective status so they could stay here in the U.S. permanently and legally. But now those applications have been suspended and they are effectively now in legal limbo.
We also understand you have some reporting from lawyers on helping children who face deportation. Those lawyers ordered to stop all work that provides legal services for kids. Walk us through what you're finding there.
That's right. Well, HHS, the Department of Health and Human Services, has a legal obligation, Reid, to provide services and housing to children who cross the U.S.-Mexico border in an undocumented fashion without their parents or legal guardians. These are known as unaccompanied migrant children, and they are housed at these shelters while immigration judges decide their cases and while officials determine whether they have a sponsor here, a relative who can be placed with them and who can help them transition into American life. But the government has long offered them legal counsel through nonprofits that have received federal funding. Now that funding, Reid, has been completely and immediately suspended, and the concern among lawyers, Reid, is that migrant children will now be going into immigration court proceedings without lawyers, and obviously they are a very vulnerable group, and the concern is that their due process rights are being violated.
Camilo, with some exclusive reporting, we appreciate you so much. CBS News immigration and politics reporter on the trail once again today. Thank you so much.